the President was seen greeting South African President Cyril Ramaphosa at the airport here and cutting a cake for his birthday and announcing that South Africa is willing to help in the reconciliation process. All that is very good. But reconciliation begins with the ascertainment of the truth. There is no reconciliation by sweeping the truth under the carpet. That there will be no reconciliation. That must be made known. It is only by the first act of the ascertainment of the truth that there can be true reconciliation. So you set up an office 5 years ago. You haven't had even one investigation that is done. So then when you say we are serious about reconciliation, are we to be blamed for saying that those words sound hollow? Are we to be blamed for that? Your actions must speak louder than your words. But all we have is words, words and words. Nothing on the ground. And as I speak, more lands are being acquired. On the 23rd of September, a letter was sent by the Ministry of Lands to acquire the balanced lands that are around Palali, 1,614 acres. Now, government has repeatedly said that they are releasing these lands around Palali airport, sir. Yeah. 23rd of September, a letter was sent to continue with the acquisition process that was commenced in 2013. In 2013, when the acquisition process started, it was 6,438 acres. There are 2,176 petitioners in court challenging that in the Court of Appeal. I appear for them. I must disclose my interest according to the etiquette. So I appear in those 2,176 petitioners. Most of their lands have been released. It's true that most of the lands have been released. But it's one acquisition order. And now what has not been released is this part, about 2,000 acres and about 1,614. They've given instructions to go ahead and acquire it. So, on the one hand, words about reconciliation, about resettlement, about release of lands, but on the other hand, we see the opposite happening. I'm thankful that the President just responded saying that he'll look into that. Similarly, we have brought this to your attention, how the Forest Department, Wildlife Department, more than anything else, the Archaeology Department have been using those special laws that are given to them to move our people out of their lands. Lands that they have occupied for generations. Suddenly, overnight, stones are placed around their boundaries and they are told you can't enter this place anymore. Now this is happening. This is happening as I speak. So where is that reconciliation? And we welcome the President's initiative when he says we will resolve everything. The President made this speech in Vavuniya too and said all the people must agree on what the solution is, and we are agreeable. Nothing will be sustainable if one section or the other of our people oppose it. So we understand that. We want all the people of this country to be content and be satisfied and feel secure. that this is their country. So we welcome your initiative. You know that this particular matter has received a lot of attention over the years, even during the time in the last parliament under your chairmanship in the steering committee. The Honorable Prime Minister also was a member, and we went through this whole process. There's a large amount of consensus, only a few things that need to be sorted out, and that can be done even in a day's sitting. That can be done. You don't even require 3 months. In a day's sitting, that can be resolved. That is crucial, because if you are looking to the South African example, that is what happened there. And they have told us in previous times when we visited, secure your future before you look at your past. Secure your future before you look at your past. In South Africa, a political change happened before they could look at accountability issues. So that fundamental change must happen. And in my humble opinion, that must precede other measures. Sure enough, you need to do a lot of confidence building exercises, because there is a serious lack of trust, of suspicion, because of the long history and what has happened that is there. So confidence building measures are important, but crucial it is to actually settle the core issue, settle the root issue, and then look at other justice and accountability issues. Because then people will have a very different outlook on how to resolve those. So on this occasion, when we discuss the President's office, we recognize that you perhaps are the only person in this house, although you're not a member of this house, in this house today, who's had the longest experience even in this matter. You are part of the government negotiation team that negotiated with the TULF from the middle to the end of 1986, which later ended with the Indo-Lanka Accord and 13th Amendment, which we did not accept as a meaningful scheme of devolution. Nevertheless, the President has been involved in this from that time onwards and knows everything that is to know about the resolution of this. We also have, as I speak, President Rajapaksa here, who appointed the All-Party Representatives Committee, APRC, headed by Professor Tissa Vitarna. They came up with the report. Although we were not invited to that, we did not participate in that committee. That's a good report. That's a good report. And many members in the front row there today in the government were members of the cabinet in August 2000, when President Chandrika Bandaranaike Kumaratunga actually brought a bill, a constitution bill to parliament. The United National Party, at that time led by the President, opposed it only because of a transitional provision with regard to executive presidency, not because of the devolution arrangements in that. So all of this we have, all of this consensus we have, but we yet to take it over the line. And that is what has been entrusted to the President now. As we seek to come out of this economic crisis, the political crisis intertwined with the economic crisis. If the country is to have a new image, if the country is to infuse new confidence in the world stage, then this political resolution that has plagued this country ever since independence, and I've heard the President say this more than once, 75th anniversary of the independence, we must be all children of one mother. And that's a good ideal to work towards, but it's a very short time before that. And I want to repeat what we have said in public. We are willing to work with you constructively to achieve that objective that you have enunciated. We are willing to do that, to achieve the reasonable and legitimate aspirations of our people, and indeed of all the people who live in this country. You will be aware that in the last parliament, when we went through the process of constitutional reform, through the Constitutional Assembly process, our leader, Honorable Sambandhan, repeatedly told this House that he wants the new constitution, accepted at a referendum. He said, I don't want to do anything behind the back of the majority people of this country. Everyone must feel secure.
Honourable Member, only 2 minutes left.
Thank you. So that is our desire as well, that the majority people of this country must also accept it. More than 40 countries in the world today have a federal form of government. Those are the strongest countries in the world. More than 40% of the population of the world are in federal countries. You have others who are quasi-federal, who sometimes call themselves unitary, like Great Britain, where the extent of devolution is far more than even in a federal form of government. So, we don't ask for something that is not found anywhere in the world. We are asking for something that is reasonable, that is practiced all around the globe, that will ensure that all our people will live with dignity and self-respect in this country. And we want the majority people in this country to understand that and accept that. After all, you are a preponderant majority. No one can shift that. It was SWRD Bandaranaike in 1926 who introduced the idea of federalism to this country, not the Tamil leaders. It was the Communist Party, the first political party that adopted a resolution on federalism was the Communist Party in 1934, the Vaithalingam-Kennaman proposals. It was the Kandyan chiefs who asked for federal form of government twice before the Donamu and before the Solbari Constitution. So it can't be bad for the Sinhala people, because it was the Sinhala leaders who asked for it. It's true that over time, wrong messages have been communicated to the country, and there are suspicions. Those must be allayed, and we must resolve this in a just way so that we can all then stand up as the President envisages on the 4th of February 2023 as children of one mother. Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable President.
Honourable Speaker, first I would like to tell Honourable Sumandiran that when we were in Vavuniya the day before, we did discuss and sort out the questions regarding the Department of Wildlife and Department of Forest. It's a problem not confined to the north. It's in most parts of the country, so we will be taking that up. Having said that, I think all that has to be known about the problems of this country, the ethnic problem, or whatever you call it, from 1984 till now we have done it. There's nothing new to talk about. It is just to take and decide what is relevant, and I think we can do it by next year, which is my aim, the 75th anniversary of independence. If you can't do it then you are not going to you may not have that Sri Lanka by 2048. So one is we have to build up confidence with the Tamil community. but we've also got to build up confidence with those people in the Sinhala community who has reasonable concerns as to where it will lead. And finally, we are also looking at the Muslim community, and we've discussed it, that all those against whom there is no evidence, the young people will be released at the Security Council. It was discussed. මේ සුමන්දිරන් මහතුමා කිව්ව අපි කතා කරපු මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්න ලේසියෙන් පුළුවන් මුළු විපක්ෂයේම ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයකට එකතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මම අහන්න කඳයි I'll ask Honorable Sumandiran, shall we all get together to resolve this issue only? To resolve the issue, the ethnic issue, how we are going to live as children of one mother. එතුමත් එකඟයි, මමත් එකඟයි, ඔබතුමාලා එකඟද? එකඟද නැද්ද මට කියන්න? මෙතුමත් එකඟයි. ඔබතුමා එකඟද? මනෝ? Obviously. So Lakshman, will you all agree? Agree. Come, we are all on one, right? We all think alike, no? It's, we all want to have a settlement.
ලක්ෂ්මන් කිරියල්ල වැත්තුවා.
මම මගෙනව සඳහන් කෙරුවා මෙතුමා දන්නවා මම හැමදාම
මම දන්නවා ඒක.
බලය බෙදීමට කැමති පුද්ගලෙක්. ඉස්සෙල්ලාම බලය බෙදන්න කිව්වේ උඩරට සිංහල නායකයෝ. 1930 කරංගල ලෝඩ් ඩොනවෝ ලංකාවට ආවම උඩරටියන්ගේ ප්‍රධානිය මෙතුමාගේ අත්තා මීදිරි මහාධිකාර. ਉਹ තමයි ගිහිල්ලා කිව්වේ අපේ රට පළාත් තුනකට බලය බෙදලා ප්‍රාන්ත ක්‍රමයක් ඇති කරන්න ඉන්දියාවයි කියලා මීදිරි මහාධිකාරතුමා තමයි උඩරටියන් වෙනුවෙන් කිව්වේ. ඊට පස්සේ ලෝඩ් සෝල්බරි ආවා 1940 ගණන්වල. ලෝඩ් සෝල්බරි ආවමත් උඩරට සිංහල අය ගිහිල්ලා කිව්වා ඉන්දියාව වගේ රටට නිදහස ලැබෙනවා පළාත් වලට නිදහස ලැබෙනවා බලය බෙදන්න කියලා. ඉතින් මම හැමදාම කොයි පැත්තේ හිටියත් බලය බෙදීමට මම කැමති පුද්ගලෙක් හැටියට මම ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න කැමතියි.
ඔබතුමා දන්නවා එහෙනම් සජ්ජබේ ඔක්කොම එකඟයිද?
ආයකයන්ගෙන් අහන්න.
ලයිව්ලා කියන්න. අද ඇවිල්ලා කියනවද අද? අද හැන්දෑවේ ඡන්ද දෙන්න ඉස්සලා අගමැතිතුමාට කියන්න මම නැති වුණත් මට අර ලලිත් අතුලත් මුදලේ දේශනයට යන්න තියෙනවා. නැත්තම් මං ඉන්නවා. ඒ වචනේ අපිට දෙන්න එච්ච.
අනෝගනිෂන්.
බලය බෙදීමට සජබස් සන්ධානය එකගයි.
හරි.
ඒ නිසා අපි විතර ඉන්නේ.
හරි එතන
ඉන්නේ නැහැ අපි.
හරි.
එච්චරයි.
ඔබතුමාලා එකඟයි නේද?
ඔයි සුමන්දිරන්.
ඔබතුමාලා එකඟයි නේ?
Honorable President, Mr. President, if you will call for the meeting of all parties,
Yes,
as
okay.
soon as we conclude the budget session,
Right. I will call for it.
we can finish it before the 31st of December.
Once we finish the budget on the 8th, the following week we'll all meet. Okay. Thanks.